Chapter 1. The Invitation. Lena Rivera didn't believe in fate, but the envelope in her hand made her second-guess that conviction. Cream cardstock, gold-embossed letters, the kind of paper that felt too luxurious for the postal service. She recognized Ivy's loopy handwriting immediately. The envelope had been sitting on her kitchen counter for 3 days, unopened, wedged between unpaid bills and a half-finished client invoice. She told herself it was just another wedding invite, another reminder of everyone else's happiness. But deep down, she knew. She ripped it open on a Wednesday, because Wednesdays were for making bad decisions. You're invited to the wedding of Ivy James and Miles Carrington. Venue, Rosedale Estate, Cape Hollow. Date, September 9 to 11. A weekend of love, laughter, and memories. Memories. That was one word for it. Lena stared at the invitation until the letters blurred. Ivy had always been the optimist, the romantic, the girl who believed in love even when the rest of them knew better. Lena had photographed her engagement shoot just last year. She remembered the way Ivy looked at Miles like he was her sunrise. It had been beautiful. Painful, too. Cape Hollow, of course. That town had teeth. It bit into the soft, nostalgic parts of her memory. Bonfires, ocean air, drunken nights under fairy lights, and him, Elias Ward. She hadn't spoken his name in years, but it echoed now, uninvited and sharp. He would be there. Ivy had mentioned it in passing last fall when they bumped into each other in the city. It would be good for both of you, Ivy had said gently, like it was some kind of emotional detox. Lena had laughed then. I'm not allergic to him. But she had lied. Are you going? Jordan's voice pulled her back into the present. He was barefoot, standing in her kitchen with 2 mugs of coffee and sleep-ruffled hair. His smile was always warm, but this morning it didn't reach his eyes. She took the mug he offered and sipped slowly. I haven't decided. You've been staring at that envelope like it cursed your bloodline. It kind of did. Jordan chuckled, but his eyes searched her face. Is he going to be there? Lena didn't flinch. Yes. A pause. Do you still love him? There it was. Simple. Brutal. She met Jordan's gaze. I don't know. That answer hovered between them like steam off her coffee. Jordan looked away first. If you go, I won't stop you. Just don't let him break you again. She didn't promise. The Rosedale estate looked like it had been plucked from a storybook and dipped in wealth. Ivy's taste was impeccable. Fairy lights woven through old oak trees, tables draped in ivory linen, a view of the ocean that made your heart sigh. Lena arrived late Friday evening, suitcase in tow, camera gear slung across her shoulder. She wasn't here as a photographer this time. She was here as a friend, a guest, a ghost. The reunion began with hugs, cheek kisses, the clink of glasses, familiar faces from college, older now, shinier, like they'd been buffed by life. Lena tried to settle into the rhythm of it, but her skin prickled with awareness. She kept scanning the crowd, and then there he was, Elias, standing under a canopy of lanterns near the bar, drink in hand, head tilted in laughter. God, he looked older, his jaw more defined, eyes more tired, the kind of tired that came from life knocking the wind out of you too many times. Their eyes met across the garden. Time slowed, then jolted. His smile faltered. The drink in his hand tilted slightly. Lena felt something twist beneath her ribs, sharp and nostalgic and infuriatingly alive. She turned away first. Lena. Ivy wrapped her in a warm, honey-scented hug. I'm so glad you came. Lena smiled, tight-lipped. Would have felt wrong not to. I know this is weird, Ivy said quietly, eyes flicking toward Elias, but maybe it's also a chance. A chance for what? Closure? Lena's voice was softer than her words. Ivy hesitated. Or clarity. Lena didn't answer. She just picked up a flute of champagne and drank. Later that night, she found herself alone on the garden terrace, the music from inside muffled by glass doors. Stars scattered the sky like loose glitter. She leaned against the railing, letting the cool wind breathe against her skin. You always did like the quiet. His voice, familiar, gravelly, heartbreaking. She didn't turn. You always did like the last word. Elias stepped beside her, just close enough to feel, not touch. I wasn't sure you'd come. I wasn't sure either. A silence fell, charged and intimate. Ivy said you're still doing photography, he said after a moment. Still chasing light, she said. Still avoiding people. A soft laugh. You were never good at avoiding things. I got better, especially after you. That landed. Elias nodded slowly, his jaw tight. I never got to explain. You got plenty of chances. I left a letter, he said suddenly, quietly, with Ivy, for you. Lena froze. What letter? He turned to face her, his voice low. You never got it? No. Her heartbeat kicked. What did it say? Elias hesitated. Everything. And then he walked away, leaving her alone with the crashing waves, a hollow in her chest, and 1,000 questions that wouldn't stay buried. Chapter 2, Unspoken Things. Lena woke up the next morning to soft coastal light bleeding through gauzy curtains, and the ache of unfinished memories curled in her chest like smoke. The Rosedale guest rooms were too pristine, too quiet, designed for romance, not reckoning. She rolled over and stared at the ceiling. A letter. The word haunted her more than Elias's voice had. She didn't know what bothered her more, that there had been a letter or that she'd never received it. A knock interrupted her spiraling thoughts. She opened the door to Ivy, already dressed in a floral robe, her hair in rollers and eyes wide with bride-to-be jitters. Breakfast in the garden, Ivy said, trying to sound casual. Mimosas, carbs, all the necessities. You coming? Lena blinked at her. Did you know? Ivy stilled. Know what? Lena crossed her arms. That Elias left me a letter, that he asked you to give it to me. A long silence. Ivy's face crumpled slightly. Lena? Did you? He did give it to me. I swear. I put it with your things before you left. I thought you got it. No. Lena's voice cracked. I never saw it. Ivy paled. Then, maybe Maya? She helped pack your stuff that night. Maybe she... But Lena had already closed the door. The breakfast table was buzzing with stories from the night before, laughter, clinking glasses. Lena slipped into a seat at the edge, nursing a mimosa she didn't really want. She scanned the table, and sure enough, Maya sat across from her, sunglasses on, playing with her croissant like it had secrets to tell. Elias wasn't there. Lena waited until Maya was alone at the juice table. She followed, heart hammering, voice low and sharp. Did you take the letter? Maya flinched. What? The letter Elias wrote me. Ivy says she left it with my things, but I never saw it. You were the only other person there. Maya looked away. Lena, did you or did you not take it? A beat, then a whisper. I thought I was protecting you. Lena blinked. From what? From making a mistake, Maya said, eyes pleading. He was leaving the country. He hadn't told you yet. I thought if you read the letter, you'd follow him. Give everything up. So you decided for me. Maya's voice cracked. I was 17, Lena. I worshipped my brother. I thought I was doing the right thing. Lena stepped back like she'd been struck. You were just a kid, she said quietly. But I wasn't. And you stole that choice from me. Maya opened her mouth, but Lena was already walking away. The day unfolded like a dream she couldn't wake from. Wedding rehearsals, outfit fittings, rehearsed smiles, and Elias always nearby, always just out of reach. He seemed to sense her distance and gave her space. But every time she turned, he was there, laughing softly with Ivy, brushing rainwater off a chair, looking at her like he remembered every word he never got to say. By the time the rehearsal dinner began, Lena was barely holding it together. I'm fine, she snapped at Ivy when she checked in. I'm just tired. You're not fine, Ivy said gently, but I'm not pushing. I found out the truth about the letter. Ivy's eyes softened. And now I don't know what to feel. Her voice wobbled. I spent years thinking he just let me go, like I didn't matter, like none of it mattered, and now... You're not sure if you should be angry or relieved? Ivy finished for her. Lena looked away. Exactly. She found Elias on the balcony, same as the night before, bathed in moonlight and the hush of waves. He didn't speak when she joined him. Neither of them did. The silence between them felt like a living thing, thick with regret, years, and something that refused to die. I know about the letter, she finally said. He turned slowly. Maya? She thought she was protecting me. I would have stayed, Elias said quietly, if I'd known you still wanted me. You were leaving? I got offered a job in London. I didn't know how to tell you. I thought if I gave you space, if I wrote it all down, maybe you'd understand. I didn't understand, she said. I thought you gave up on me. I didn't. I never did. She stared out at the waves. You kissed someone else the week before you left. He flinched. She kissed me. It was a mistake, one I told you about the next day, and I still wrote that letter begging for a second chance. Lena turned to him, eyes sharp. You still lied. You still hid things from me. It wasn't just the letter, Elias. It was how easy it was for you to leave. His face broke. It wasn't easy. I've regretted it every day since. Tears burned in her throat. Then why didn't you come back? Because I thought you hated me, because I thought I ruined everything, because I'm a coward, Lena. For the first time, he looked truly wrecked. Not smooth, not sure, just raw, and it made her heart hurt. You hurt me, she said. I know. You broke me. I know that too. They stood in silence, broken truths between them, years pressing in, and yet the tension between them still pulsed. Tender, terrifying, unresolved. Inside, music started. Ivy's playlist for the pre-wedding party. A slow acoustic melody floated into the night. Elias took a step forward. Dance with me. Lena hesitated. I shouldn't. No, he said, but I'm asking anyway. She hesitated, then placed her hand in his. His touch was careful, like he knew he didn't deserve this, like he wasn't sure she'd stay. They moved slowly, her cheek brushing against his shoulder, both of them pretending this didn't feel like home. I don't know what this is anymore, she whispered. Neither do I, he admitted. But I know what it could be. And for a moment in the stillness of the night and the warmth of his arms, Lena let herself wonder. What if it wasn't over? What if it had never really ended at all? Chapter 3, Shadows Between Us. The wedding day arrived wrapped in fog. Cape Hollow was usually kissed by golden sunrises and salted breezes, but this morning it wore a strange quiet, the kind that made Lena's stomach twist like it was trying to warn her. She told herself it was nerves. For Ivy. For the day. For all the things that were about to be spoken and unspoken, but the feeling stayed. Inside the bridal suite, chaos reigned. Lipsticks rolled across vanities, steamers hissed at wrinkled gowns. Someone spilled coffee on a veil and was met with Ivy's laugh instead of rage. I should be panicking, Ivy said calmly as Lena helped zip up her dress. But I feel weirdly serene. That's because everything's perfect, Lena said softly. Ivy turned and searched her friend's face. You don't look like someone basking in perfection. Lena paused, then sighed. I don't know what I'm doing. With Elias? Lena gave a slow nod. It's like being near him turns the world into a memory I can't stop reliving. But it's not just the past. There's still something there. And I hate that I want it. Do you trust him now? That's the worst part, Lena whispered. I don't know. The ceremony unfolded like a painting. Ivy walked down the aisle in a cloud of tulle, the guests turning like flowers to the sun. Miles stood at the end, eyes brimming with adoration, hand clenched over his heart like she just walked out of his dreams. Vows were exchanged, promises made. And somewhere in the crowd, Elias watched Lena, not the bride. She felt it in her skin. At the reception, the wine flowed freely, and secrets curled under tablecloths like smoke. Lena was taking photos again, instinctively. Even without her camera, her eyes caught moments. A whispered kiss behind a curtain, a father gripping his daughter's hand too tightly, laughter that didn't quite reach the eyes. She found herself drifting near the garden again, far from the music. That's when Elias joined her, 2 glasses in hand. I figured you'd want something less bubbly, he said, offering her a neat whiskey. She took it. You remember. I remember everything. They stood there in the quiet, their glasses catching the amber of the setting sun. You know, Elias said after a while, I've spent years trying to erase what happened between us, to bury it. Lena sipped. And it never worked. You were everywhere, every city, every flight, every face I tried to forget you with. She turned to him. You left, you kissed someone else, and you never came back. Why are you telling me this now? Because I can't lie to myself anymore, he said. I still love you. The words hit her like a match to old kindling. Her heart caught fire. Later that evening, just as the stars were beginning to crack through the night sky, Ivy pulled Lena aside with a strange look in her eyes. There's something I need to tell you, Ivy said, gripping her arm. And I should have told you earlier. Lena blinked. What is it? It's about Elias, about why he really left. Lena stiffened. He said it was for a job in London. Yes, but Ivy hesitated, her throat working. That wasn't the only reason. The week he left, he got a call from his mother. Lena frowned. His mother? I thought they weren't speaking. They weren't, Ivy said. But she told him something that changed everything. She was dying, and she asked for one thing in return, for Elias to leave everything behind and come care for her, including you. Lena's stomach dropped. He didn't tell you. Ivy continued, because he knew you'd offer to go with him, and he couldn't bear the thought of you giving up your future for a woman who never gave him anything but guilt. Lena could barely breathe. So he lied. He let me think he was chasing a job, chasing someone else, when really, he was trying to protect you, Ivy said, in the most broken, stupid way possible. Lena wandered the grounds after that, dazed. Her head was a battlefield, her past and present colliding like thunderclouds. She found herself at the dock by the edge of the estate. The sea was black and endless, the wind sharp with truth. Elias found her there. Ivy told you, he said. She nodded. All this time, I hated you for leaving, for hurting me, for choosing something else. He stepped closer. I was scared that if I let you into that part of my life, it would destroy us, that my mother would ruin what little we had left. She ruined you, not me. Lena said fiercely. You didn't have to make that choice for me. I know that now. You should have trusted me. I didn't know how, he said quietly. Not then. They stood in the moonlight, two scarred souls finally looking at each other without flinching. I want to believe you, she said, voice raw, but I don't know if I can forgive the way you disappeared. I don't deserve your forgiveness, he said, but I'd spend the rest of my life earning it if you let me. Lena's heart twisted. It was easier when he was just the villain, when all she had to do was hate him. But now he was just a man. Flawed, broken, still hers in some impossible way, and she wasn't sure what scared her more, walking away again or staying. That was part 1 of The X Factor. Lena and Elias have opened old wounds, but will they find healing or heartbreak next? Part 2 is where the past collides with the present, and the truth can no longer be ignored. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the emotional twists, raw confessions, and the slow burn that just might reignite everything.